full but 2 in chat. So
Fair enough.
anyway, we'll get this underway. Hey, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with more Danganronpa. Hopefully, the finale. Maybe not. Depends how things go. Gonna be fishing for some answers tonight. At least I'm hoping there'll be some answers tonight. Mike has kind of prepared me a little bit, so yeah.
And he doesn't mean giving him spoilers.
Yeah. No,
he asked what his reaction would be, and I was like, that entirely depends on you. It could be absolutely great, or it could be really bad. It depends on what your thoughts on tonight's reveals are.
Yeah, so I'm at least sort of mentally and emotionally prepared for what could happen in terms of, I guess, satisfaction. But yeah, so we're gonna pretty much be getting right into it, but Mike said he has something he wants to say before we get the show officially on the road.
Alright, so if you haven't watched one of these streams or YouTube VODs, if you're watching on YouTube before, let me break it down for you real quick how this is working. This game does not have multiplayer. We are like 600 miles away from each other, if not more than that. We're playing separate copies of the game, doing the same things, and hoping the game doesn't desync. We've already had that problem twice now, I think.
Yeah, twice actually. Luckily, they were easily fixable.
Yeah. But for the most part, that's how this is working. That's how we're getting our lines and feedback from each other.
Yeah, so since I'm driving, there'll be a lot of weird things. I'll be like, oh, clicking on person, or going to here, or hey, you're up. So that's what those little audio cues mean, is that I'm basically just letting Mike know where I'm going, what I'm doing. And if there's a long period of time, like a cutscene that I'm getting through, Mike will sometimes just jump to his line. So, I just let him know when it's his turn.
Yep. But yeah, so Jason is voicing Makoto, protagonist McGuy, dude bro McEverybody, ultimate McAverage, fucking totally normal in such a weird way guy. And I'm pretty much voicing everyone else except when it's professionally voice acted.
Yes.
All voices are made up on the spot, poorly approximated. All celebrity YouTube voices are parodied horribly and on the spot.
Yep.
I may occasionally throw in jokes or tell you to go to certain websites. Do not do that. It's just for the sake of comedy. Do not go to twitch.tv/IHYorPie/subscribe. Do not go to youtube.com/WowCrendor. I'm just trying to keep it entertaining. Robin Leach does not live in my house. I don't know any British people. So on and so forth.
Yeah.
Many things may come out of my mouth tonight that don't make any fucking sense. Just let it rock. It's for the sake of entertainment.
Alright, so with that out of the way, we're going to begin with Chapter 6. I think we're part way through Chapter 6, like we got through all the little intro stuff.
Nope, this is directly from the Chapter 5 end save.
Oh, is this?
Yep. This is the very beginning of Chapter 6.
Oh. For some reason I thought we'd actually gotten into Chapter 6, but, well, you heard it here, folks. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now...
Anyway...
Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course I am. I'm best waifu, bitch.
Which so far both of our waifus have survived.
Well, I've already finished the game, so...
Well, yeah, you know. But I'm just saying, so far both of our waifus have survived.
Yeah, I played it on the Vita. Because I bought one of those machines Sony abandoned. But I got Danganronpa like 2 years early, so get on my level.
Yeah, right? It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. I guess we talk to Kyoko, so she gives us the key. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it.
And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Just like that, professionally voice acted.
Yep.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right?
Here's the part that gets me, right?
Okay.
That seems like the type of thing he should be saying to her, to be like, hey, go open the door, stupid. No, this is blue text. This is thoughts.
Yeah, this is internal monologue.
He's telepathically communicating to her, get the door.
I guess I talk to her again, or do I just go to the door?
I don't know. Pick one and find out.
We'll talk to her again. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Hey, this sounds super familiar. So we're just
Yeah, we're not doing this again.
So door time. Hey, Kyoko, can we use that key of yours to open this? We can use this key to open the wow.
We can use English to read the words, right?
Yeah, also that's another thing. My reading apparently really sucks when I have to actually read out loud. So bear with me. I do apologize. We could use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. This is almost as big a mystery as how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
No, that
One, a two, a three.
Yes, it has been figured out. It is 3. Anybody who says different is a liar and doesn't know science. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Yes! It opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go.
Sounds good.
Like this music.
We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We're finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief.
Or wear a noodle hat.
Because the real fight had just begun.
Check out that chapter title.
Yep. Sounds very fitting. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. I love all these non-panty shots they give us.
This is not a fan service game.
And the lack of Snake Eater theme is a little disappointing. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended.
Snake? Snake? Snake!
We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
Try not to kick you in the face.
Yeah. But now that you said that, I am getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work?
How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember.
But you've lost your memories.
I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way.
Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us.
But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it.
Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence.
A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride.
Pride.
I see pride. I see power. I see a badass mother that don't take no crap off of nobody.
So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride.
Huh?
In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do.
But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father.
Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though.
What?
No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him, face to face.
What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him.
Sever?
The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind.
I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective.
I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I can tell that was compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. And more emotional.
I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing that I can never forgive.
Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago.
But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family?
Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence.
Oh, now you don't want to talk, asshole.
And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us.
We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble.
Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... looks like we're back.
Whew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted.
I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there.
So desperate to be out of a trash dump, you'd rather be in a high school full of homicidal maniacs.
Yeah, that's... priorities. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you.
No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor.
Okay. So, she came in with a bunch of trash, but there was this hatch with a ladder. And with as long as they made it sound, how did she survive the fall?
She landed on the trash, obviously.
I highly doubt that would be enough padding.
You survived the fall.
Okay, fair point. But also, when...
Plus, garbage chutes usually take angles and stuff.
Okay, fair
It's not
point.
usually a vertical drop.
But I was gonna say, at least with me, we were already down God knows how long because we have to go down for the trial.
Yeah.
So, anyway. I just clicked on something. What the fuck did I click on? I
The
think
hatch, maybe?
either that or the gate. This is the trash room. The dump, in other words. But to be honest, I don't think I've seen anyone throw anything away down here. Okay. That was a whole lot of nothing.
Okay, you clicked on the gate.
Okay, yeah.
The
I
hatch
meant-
does a whole lot of nothing, too.
Okay. Yeah, I meant to rotate the camera, but I left-clicked instead of right.
Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna talk to Kyoko again and see what's up. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried?
Yeah, of course.
So then,
Then let's just get a concrete answer.
Huh?
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping.
What? Wait, that's...
However,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away.
As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now?
Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
because
The mastermind is the one that's ensnared.
The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mercuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down.
There was?
right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations.
I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going.
Alright. A gym we shall go.
Are you teleporting?
Yep.
Tell me these things, please!
Well now.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey! Kyoko I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again! And this time I won't leave anything to chance!
Kyoko!
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to.
What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery.
Alter ego.
You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mercuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't.
Don't just say it like that.
What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because...
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However...
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased.
Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope. Grr.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
I think the professionally voice acted is enough.
Yeah, that'll suffice.
If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mercuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say?
A fair trial? One last showdown. In other words, this could be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed.
Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? And I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown.
He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, we'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
All the mysteries?
That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can
then that'll be enough to
contain
qualify as a
myself.
victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school, then you win! But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement! When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair?
I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm, that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that.
Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro...
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth?
Why'd he go all quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya?
Why are you so mad?
He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here.
Oh, okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go.
Okay. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than I expected.
So what were your expectations here?
Oh, with that meeting?
Yeah.
I knew nothing was gonna happen, but this whole, I don't want to call it like a contest trial, but now not only are we tasked with figuring out, who killed Mukuro, but we also have to uncover all the mysteries in order to... But the thing that, I don't know, this might just be reading a little too much into things, but all he just said is, you win. That's kind of vague.
Yep.
Because what does you win mean? He didn't say that you all get to leave, that you all gain your freedom, you all graduate. He just said, you win.
It means exactly what it means.
Yeah.
It means you win.
So, I don't know. I feel like that's a little too vague to be that happy about. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, I didn't expect, oh, okay, oh, Kyoko, you helped Makoto, you're dead, and Makoto, you can go off and join the rest of the group type of thing, I expected it to go smooth. But this whole thing that has been proposed is kind of interesting.
Fair enough. I just figured, it was a good time to interject and get some thoughts. It's been so long since I first played this that a lot of times I don't remember how I felt, but it's interesting hearing another perspective on it.
Yeah, no, because there's still a Chapter 6, I didn't feel anything major was gonna happen. I just figured it was gonna be more continuation of the story.
What if it was just hashtag get bodied and then the game ends? How would you feel right now?
You know what? I think I would be okay.
Because it would make sense.
Because it would make sense. Like, you know, you were chosen as the Blackened, you were supposed to be executed, you didn't actually die, so Monokuma finishes the job himself, or re-executes you. It would make sense. I think I would be a little disappointed that, you know...
That's how it ends?
That's how it ends, that it's just like, well, but what about everything else? Like, we don't learn anything more. But I would be okay with it because, yeah, it makes sense. That was supposed to be how everything ended, with how the story went.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't supposed to end with dead Kyoko and Hino with 3 babies?
That was a very interesting picture. Anyway. We've got a lot of mysteries to unravel, so... Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Alright, Kyoko. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However...
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us.
Yeah, true.
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal.
Yeah, you're not the ultimate gambler. You're not allowed to call bluffs like that. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept.
Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said.
Ooh, that got a reaction out of me. So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right?
Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right?
Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But think of it another way. Must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult.
A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other.
They wanted to show the world?
It would seem...
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that.
Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world.
But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely.
Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept.
You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair.
What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair.
But, is that really their only reason for making us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led the mastermind revealing their weakness. I left out a few words.
What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it.
And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer.
But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer.
And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations.
But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up.
Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out.
Duh, stupid, I'm a fucking detective.
I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
Because you're not a detective. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet.
She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief.
To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time.
I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him.
Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy.
Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing.
You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey,
There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. Chill out, emo John Connor. I put you in the corner again. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on.
True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind.
Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Anyway, right now we have to go find the others.
Shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go?
Go we shall.
Are we walking or are we teleporting?
I'd assume teleporting would be probably just as fast as walking, so I'm gonna teleport.
Okay. Well, see, you need to tell me these things so I know what I'm doing.
Well, I wasn't actually quite sure. I was gonna start walking, but I'm like, wait a minute. I think the gym might be a little bit further away than I'm thinking, so let's just teleport. Okay, so we're in the dorms. Do I just start banging on doors? Because I don't see anybody in the halls. And nobody was on the map when I was looking.
I saw one person on the map. I'm not
that's
sure where they went.
Kyoko.
Yeah,
So probably finding Kyoko is what I need to do.
that's what I would guess. But I can't find her anywhere.
Kyoko.
I guess it's time to just start knocking on doors then.
Alright, let's knock on Kyoko's door. Maybe she's in her room.
Just a second.
Is there some reason you would need to search my room? Come on, we need to keep looking.
Alright, so we just start knocking on doors. Which means the first person is gonna be Byakuya. This is Byakuya's room. Is he inside? I don't know. Maybe you should knock, asshole.
Hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking.
Okay. So that means number 2 is gonna be Toko. This is Toko's room. Is she inside?
hey,
I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep looking.
I'm beginning to see a pattern. I bet Hina's gonna be the same way. Is she inside?
hey.
Nobody is home. Go the fuck away.
Alright, so nobody's fucking in their rooms.
Well, we could check Heroes because he's a fucking idiot and he's most likely to still be in his room.
You know what? Fair point. Hero. Are you inside? Are you
Hero
fucking
isn't in his room, much like he isn't in his own head.
Alright, so nobody is here.
To the dining hall, I would guess.
Alright.
That's just where I was standing. So, I was running in circles.
And suddenly we were greeted with... You again.
Bunch of numbers.
Is he broken?
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Stuff.
Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about.
I couldn't help but to let out a sigh of relief.
Ah!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it, that's Makoto!
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a
Christ,
ghost, right?
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived.
And that one idiot who thinks everyone's a ghost.
Yeah. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog! Get away! Shoo! Shoo!
And in a flash, my tears dried up. Alright, well, I guess we'll start going around the room. So we'll talk to our favorite intelligent being.
I'm not sure which one you mean.
Hero.
See, it could have been sarcastic and been Hero, or it could have been serious and been Kyoko, so I wasn't sure if we were going left to right or right to left.
Fair point, but I would have used our favorite badass.
That's true, that's true. Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? Can you still watch youtube.com/WowKrendor videos in the spirit world?
I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her?
Who?
Miss Cleo.
No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Alright, Byakuya.
I still can't believe you survived.
Yeah, me either.
Do you realize why it is you escaped execution?
It was Alter Ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you.
Right, Nina? So what have you guys been doing while I was gone?
Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again.
And?
No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked.
Well, there weren't any new areas. And where can we go to find new clues? Alright, Coco.
Ugh, you stink. Are you rotten?
I'm telling you!
Rotten physically, mentally, every way you could be rotten.
Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while.
This smell is so smelly.
That
Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me.
Ah, Toko.
I win.
She seems happy for some reason.
Makoto.
Alright, Kyoko.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all.
Reaction! I need to tell you all about the class trial.
Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mercuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right?
No, I didn't. Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mercuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto?
You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know.
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The Mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the Mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial, when you said, now it's the Mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Murkuro, right? So our job is to expose the Mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct?
Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Every last mystery?
But
Well, we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey! Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
but
But figuring out who the Mastermind is, and how they killed Murkuro, and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order.
Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries.
I'm not so sure about that.
Huh?
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone.
Ooh, reaction. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his.
Hint?
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other words,
If the Mastermind really is the one who killed Murkuro, as Kyoko says, then the Mastermind would have had to have set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Murkuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that. But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the Mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Murkuro and you get 16. So the Mastermind would have to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
What?
You're saying the mastermind is one of us.
No way!
You can't be serious!
Yasuhiro from Mastermind 2016. Well, wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore.
Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible.
But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand.
In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us.
Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation.
Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Hmm?
We're good.
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation.
But...
I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then.
After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall.
Gah! Master! He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him?
Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye.
With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall.
And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself, too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity.
Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall.
Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves?
What about you, Hina?
I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'cause, I mean...
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else.
You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have been dead. I would have died. Wow.
Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later.
Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Alright, well, got anything else? So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us.
I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school.
We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary.
With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. Investigate. Guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the bio lab, and the door in the data center with the Monokuma face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's still a part of me that wants to think that Mukuro is still alive and that was Junko's body that was used in the explosion. Because that just sounds fuck you-ish enough to actually be possible.
Think what you will.
I know. I'm gonna go to the second floor of the dorms since it's just right around the corner.
Alright.
The gate's open.
And since somebody told you had to see it for yourself?
That too. I figured it was the first thing, like the closest thing to come by in the new stuff to check. Which means I have to do it. Because, I mean, they had mentioned that there were other wounds, but they were days old. I mean, I don't know how much time has elapsed since Junko died until now. But, I mean, that could be a possibility, and the tattoo on the hand could just be, like, a replica. But then the whole... Oh, but if the whole thing was fake, the body discovery announcement doesn't even matter. Anyway, enough with the conspiracy theories. This is the second floor of the dorms? Looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something.
So, what do you think of the second floor?
It's very modern.
Not what you expected?
Well, I didn't expect it to be destroyed, that's for sure.
Little more avant-garde Afghanistan than I was expecting.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna make that first right. Where
Okay.
the dead end is, and I'm gonna click on that door.
Okay.
The only door you can click on. And there's a lot of shit going on here. Except not. Alright, let's check out the bed. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. Yay, money. Bathroom. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. And for as much shit going on in this room, I'm surprised that's really it. So we shall leave the area. And we will head back down toward the bathrooms. Let's see if we can go into the girls' bathroom. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. Nancy! Alright, boys' bathroom. And there's nothing here. Like, literally nothing here.
Yep.
Alright, we will, click on the door with a giraffe coming out of a locker. This room is filled with lockers. Must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before us must have used those lockers. Alright. Well, there's a lot of stuff to look at here.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of it's probably going to be the same, but we'll start from the left panel and work our way to the right. There's a metal plate mounted on the locker. I really want to know inside, but there's no way. Well, got paid. Alright, we'll check the next set of lockers. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... no luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. Is this really gonna be it for the entire room?
No.
Okay. What am I saying? Because if this is gonna be it, I'm not gonna spend 15 minutes checking each goddamn locker.
Just check all the ones that look like you can open them.
Okay. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope. Locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. Must be how you get into the locker. After all, it's pretty similar to that other thing that I just read. Handbook to open it. Yes, that means just give it a try. Handbook across a card reader. And then no lock.
I'll see if I can find the right one before you get to it.
Alright. Wonder open locker. Rattle rattle. Nope locked. Card reader on door. Must open. After all. Similar. Use handbook to open. Does mean give try. Handbook across. Then no lock. Open locker. Locked. Installed. Locker. After all. Second floor. Handbook. Mean. Try. Across. Then. Jesus Christ. Alright. Open this. No. Locked. Card reader installed. Must be how. After all. Similar. Use handbook. Well, let's give it a try. And then. No luck. I wonder if I can open this. Nope, locked. After all,
It might be something you have to come back for later. But there is definitely something in here.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
because
am
that
not
was the
finding
last
one.
one that looked like the door was still on its hinges.
Yeah.
Alright, so we will come back. Alright, continuing down the hall.
Looking at the nice bloody eye of Horus on the wall
Yeah.
through the window.
This place looks oddly neat. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room.
Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time.
Huh? A regret? Alright, as much as I want to click on the obviously hidden door, let's talk to Kyoko again. Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Sweet! Curiosity, kill this cat. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake? Or construction defect or something?
So,
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out.
A breeze?
indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall.
A space? Does that mean? You mean like a hidden room?
I think I might know how to open it.
Oh yeah! Do you know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
Very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it.
So it's
Enter
just
the
not
right
a giant
password.
pitcher of juice.
Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However,
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there.
You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
it's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. when I think of how much time I wasted on this.
Alright, computer time. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it.
And we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair?
However,
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
in other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They are the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there?
Whew.
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure.
But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have.
The ultimate despair has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of.
Do you know what it is?
Her name?
We have a winner!
Like, I was thinking that from the very beginning. It was like, okay, headmaster's room, headmaster's her dad. Dad left. Dad probably has some sort of regrets about leaving. Password is daughter's name. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it? Just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want.
Okay. But if I just type it in and tell you what it is, I do fear for my life, just a smidge. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that just might hurt Kyoko even more.
hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong.
Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Beep. What? That did it! Kyoko, it worked!
why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Alright, follow after. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. Oh my god, there's so much stuff in this room. Let's talk to Kyoko first.
You mean attempt to?
Attempt to, yes. She was right, it was unusual, and she couldn't stop looking at it. No, not just looking, glaring. Alright, let's look at the present. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Oh, okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto.
Why? Do you think it's dangerous?
No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably.
Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is. At the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see.
Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay?
Are you saying... Is it something that'll make me want to scream? Oh, okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and I screamed. Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What's in the box?
Kevin Spacey is not the mastermind.
It was my wife's head.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought.
I'm a little Nancy who screams at everything. What? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in here. Human bones.
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body.
That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box.
My father.
Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him.
Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? But hold on, how can you know for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer.
You're good.
Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school. But the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words...
that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption, anyway.
As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or, no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? Wow, and not like black and white flashback. I got really confused for a second. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder.
Also, for what it's worth, the rocket.
What about the rocket?
The opening cutscene, they throw a guy in the rocket, it goes up, it comes back down, it's just bones. I told you it was relevant. I told you to remember, it would be important later. The rocket.
Which is funny because when I initially watched that, I just assumed it was a student. Because they didn't look all that old.
Yeah.
So I didn't think too much of it from like the person inside of it. But yeah, now, you know, you mentioned that. Yeah, okay, I get it now. Hidden room present has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, before we talk to Kyoko, I want to look at some of this other shit in this room.
Good call.
Like the picture. Huh? This picture. Oh, how adorable. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
Why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet to now find something like this. So, what do you expect me to do now?
Then I was right. It is a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father?
Kyoko. Photo of Kyoko and Headmaster has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Now I'm starting to wonder, because they're a family of detectives. We really don't know a whole lot about Kyoko and her family in terms of anything outside of that they're a family full of fucking detectives. In that being a detective is pretty much everything to them.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that's starting to wonder if the dad didn't, like, forsake his pride as a Kirigiri detective, but was coming here to try and uncover, the mysteries surrounding the school, and ended up getting killed for it. And basically left the family behind in order to try and protect them. Next time on Conspiracy Theory Theater.
Baseless Speculation Saturdays!
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's go to the desk.
Next time on Six Sad World.
Oh my god, there was one I will always remember, which was deadbeat dads back from the dead and still not paying child support. Because that was actually really relevant to me at the time. So that one has always stuck with me. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like.
Are you sure?
because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't.
Okay then, if you don't mind. Touch all the things.
I'm gonna take this pencil and just jab it around in the box of bones for a moment. You step away from that! You're contaminating the crime scene!
Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this...
Oh, that's what we need.
It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words,
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is.
I think you're probably right.
it would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it?
Huh? But Kyoko...
I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here.
Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Headmaster's e-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Makoto, just stick it out. She's got daddy issues and she's vulnerable right now.
So wait, Makoto was based after Snyder?
No. No, because she's not going to call his landlady, tell her he's moving out, and leave with a bunch of his stuff and nobody will be able to find her. That's not how this works. She's also not a redhead.
Fair point. Fair point.
Hey,
Listen, Makoto,
Huh?
can I ask you a favor?
You can get a reaction. A favor? What is it?
so...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but
Hey,
could you leave?
Huh?
correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit.
Kyoko.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I
Just a
need to get my emotions in order.
You know, Kyoko, you told me before that the relationship you had with your dad, or about the relationship you had with your dad, how you're only connected by blood and not by heart and soul. But
Maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily.
you're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself.
Oh, okay. I understand. Then I'll see you later. As she returned to the box of bones. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster?
Even though they showed us 6 chapters ago.
There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster. Killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... "15 of us met up in the main hall. Or in the mail hall." Okay, that actually took me by a little surprise, but okay.
That might be a typo. It might be accurate because that's where the mailbox is.
Yeah, I thought because they've been calling it the main hall.
Yeah.
Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead.
Nice little recap.
Yeah. I am kind of happy they didn't show Alter Ego in that.
Get bodied.
Yeah, because that was still, like, sad and unnecessary.
It was necessary.
No, it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary.
It was totally necessary.
Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are... Hey, Envy!
You're welcome, Envy.
Oh, this is a story.
Oh, I sent him a link to a poorly made bootleg Sayaka messenger bag earlier, saying it was relevant to his interests.
Good shit. Me, Byakuya, Hiro, Coco, Hina, and Kyoko.
And a box full of bones.
And a box full of bones. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no. That can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be.
That's a sick-ass band name, though. Kyoko and the Bones.
Yeah, actually, I could get behind that.
Somebody make a Danganronpa cover band and call it Kyoko and the Bones. Get on.
And their website is murdergear.com/hammertime.
That would be fantastic.
I don't need to check the computer anymore, do I?
Nope.
Cool.
You are done here.
I will leave the area and go back to the locker room.
Where we will get profoundly less bodied than before.
Yeah. I wonder if I can open this locker.
Which one?
Starting from the left.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not gonna read all that shit over again. But wait! There's more! What about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. I took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader and... Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. Alright, we'll start with the ball. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no
Danganronpa.
way... There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Alright, we'll look at the incense. Or the deck of playing cards. No, they're tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? No, probably not. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuffed this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks and saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. What? There's no way denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written, Yasuhiro Hagakura. Is that our hero? The notebook contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean... he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. And we're all stuck in this we're all snuck into this evil world. We never had a chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Locker notebook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, so that's it for this locker. Any predictions on who locker number 2 is going to belong to? Took the emergency handbook and ran it across the card reader and... looks like it opened the locker. Now let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Ooh. Alright, number 3. What do we got inside? This thing is practically empty. Except... for some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's something written inside. It could be very important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. Looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. Are you taking this or am I?
Yeah, I'll take it. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster, and my father.
Bum bum bum!
He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said.
The point
You can take the headmaster.
Okay. The point is to keep our students, our student prodigy safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world, to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan.
So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father.
This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what is it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hadn't seen her dad since he left when she was little.
I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. Bum bum bum.
What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Locker pocketbook has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
So, you're starting to get answers.
Yes.
But what do you think?
I'm not 100%.
Are these the answers you were looking for?
No, these are not the answers I am looking for. Much like the droids.
Yes.
But the more I see, the less it makes sense. Because these lockers... I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So, why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. Because you're already dead and this is hell? Alright, next one over. Nope. Don't see anything that could be a clue. And the next one. Don't see anything that might be a clue. Groovy. Last one. Don't see anything that might be a clue. Not what I was expecting those two to be part of my overall assumption of these lockers. Because there are 6 lockers. I expected them to have stuff from everybody here. Not just 2 people. Like, I expected to find stuff for Toko, stuff for Byakuya, stuff for Hina, and then something for me. I was kind of hoping there were only 5, and then I could go down conspiracy theory road and say whoever didn't have a locker was the mastermind. But I'm assuming that's it.
Yeah.
Not the button I wanted to push. Let's leave the area.
So where to now, Mon Capitan?
Well, there's nothing else to check out here.
4th floor, 5th floor.
Thank you. 4th floor.
Okay.
I was running through, like there's nothing on the 2nd floor that was locked, and I don't remember there being anything on the 3rd floor. So, data center, data lab, since it's right here.
Okay.
And we will see what's behind door Monokuma. Oh,
Hey, Makoto.
hey girl.
Ah, Makoto, are you here to look around too?
Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured, if all the doors at school had been unlocked, that one should be open too, right?
But
Although, I couldn't bring myself to open it. Because it might explode, right? And that'd really suck. So, you open it.
Gee, thanks. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Alright. Behind door Monokuma. Okay, so I guess I'll open it.
Ah, wait. Let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded.
Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it.
Okay, go ahead.
Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. And it's a room full of Monokumas. Or a control station. That works too. There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was...
Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Somebody was playing Steel Battalion in here.
That's a blast from the past. Alright, let's look at the monitor. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top, though. Like some kind of military installation or something.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi'd probably freak out if he saw it.
Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then could that mean...
okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons.
That's super smart. Oh, hold on! You can't just or whatever something like this! But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel.
Huh? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push?
I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center.
Data center? I took a good look at the control panel and saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. And just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the data center... That's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I'd probably better go check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here.
And exit we shall go. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Alright, let's talk to Monokuma. Hey!
Roar! Roar! Give me all your donuts!
Is that you, Hina?
What? Aw, man, busted. How did you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup?
You don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button!
Whatever you do, don't push it!
Too bad.
Aw, man.
Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside. Guess we go back inside. 'Cause there's one more thing I wanted to check out in here anyway.
Whoa! Hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now?
Monokuma.
Huh? What do you mean?
What you were controlling just now. It was Monokuma.
Monokuma? What? For real?
Yep, it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the Mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The Mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words...
Hey,
Yoko's theory was right.
But if the Mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right?
I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true... then the Mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student. No, it can't be. There's no way, right? Monokuma Controller has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making.
Oh, no. It's nothing.
Oh. Okay.
What about you? Is everything okay?
Oh, well, it's just... This is where the Mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something?
I can't say that isn't possible. But I really hope it's not true.
So, like... You wanna leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out.
Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going?
Yeah.
Alright, but before we do, I want to look at the thing beneath the chair.
What's wrong, Makoto? Let's hurry up and get out of here.
Or not. We shall leave the area. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that?
Ah, the door. It just locked on its own.
What? My hand shot out and shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked. But why?
Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted.
Monokuma?
Just a second.
Hey, no fair! You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like.
Hey,
It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving.
Then that room.
Yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So, right now, you're being operated by someone in that room?
yes indeed.
Correctamundo!
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch?
I wanted to.
They don't let you for that exact reason.
The hatch on the floor?
Too bad. That was your one big chance, and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace! He's gone, but...
So...
was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there?
In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
Huh?
Then, when I said we should... when I said we should leave...
Well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left.
You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice! You've got me all motivated again. Okay, I'm out. See you later.
Dina took off at a full sprint. And I have to do what I can, too. That's the only way to move forward. Alright, there was nothing else locked up here, right? Oh, the headmaster's room.
Correctamundo.
Yeah. So, headmaster's room. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this'll be my first time seeing it for myself.
Ah, Makoto, it's you.
Oh, Ryakuya. Hey, that looks kind of familiar in the glass case over there. Well, we'll start with the familiar thing in the glass case over there.
Alright.
There are trophies and even a shield in the display case. That was super informative. Papers on the ground, scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious. We'll look at the desk.
Come on.
Hey, Makoto.
Not possible.
Are you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you?
Such ignorance.
When we get out of here, remember this moment.
I'm fine, jeez. We'll talk to you.
Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting?
Ooh, you piqued my reaction. What do you mean, something interesting?
Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk.
Class number 78, student registry?
It contains profiles for all of us. And Mukuro.
So, in other words...
Apparently, class number 78 refers to us.
Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room...
I see.
That's right. It also mentioned class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with hers,
In other words...
there can be no doubt. Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it.
But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry.
Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point?
She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page.
The first page?
Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages.
What?
So, in other words...
In other words, when it comes to this profile, There was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have.
More reaction. What kind of information is it?
Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue.
I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background of an entry. Close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all of this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior, too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I don't want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seems to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Makoto?
Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file you should note.
What is it?
Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our Class 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals, 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think?
What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean...
Wait, is he trying to say... there's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's saying?
Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business.
So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Mukuro's profile has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice for me to use, so I suggest you pay attention.
Fine, I guess you have my reaction. Advice? For me?
You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well.
It's not that we're getting along. She's just done a lot to help me.
Well, don't put too much faith in her.
Huh?
In other words,
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford.
Well, what are you saying?
Just what I think. Call it a hunch.
A hunch?
but my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will.
I'll keep it in mind. Thanks. I'm actually gonna say let's take 5.
I was thinking the same thing!
Yes, so we're gonna take 5 and we will continue this, so please stay around. And yeah.
Answers are coming in, but they're not the ones he wants.
Yeah, answers are coming in, but they're not answers to questions I was really thinking or expecting. So yeah, more
Get body.
answers to come. Stick around, we'll be back in 5.